In our series on Christmas promises through the Bible, we're now going to have a look at the Magi's promise of Christmas. So we're going to be reading from Luke chapter 2. And I'll read the whole thing because there's so many good bits in it. So I'll start now. The Magi visit the Messiah. After Jesus was born in Bethlehem, in Judea, during the time of King Herod, Magi from the east came to Jerusalem and asked, "Where is the one who was being born King of the Jews? We saw his star when it rose and have come to worship him." When King Herod heard this, he was disturbed, and all Jerusalem with him. When he had called together all the people's chief priests and teachers of the law, he asked them where the Messiah was to be born. "In Bethlehem, in Judea," they replied, "for this is what the prophet has written. But you, Bethlehem, in the land of Judah, are by no means least among the rulers of Judah. For out of you will come a ruler who will shepherd my people, Israel." Then Herod called the Magi secretly and found out from them the exact time the star had appeared. He sent them to Bethlehem and said, "Go and search carefully for the child. As soon as you find him, report to me so that I too may go and worship him." After they had heard the king, they went on their way, and the star they had seen when it rose went ahead of them until it stopped over the place where the child was. When they saw the star, they were overjoyed. On coming to the house, they saw the child with his mother Mary, and they bowed down and worshipped him. Then they opened their treasures and presented him with gifts of gold, frankincense, and myrrh. And, having been warned in a dream not to go back to Herod, they returned to their country by another route. So these Magi, these wise men of all these nations, coming from all over the world, this is actually their journey, and what they're doing is actually fulfilling another part of the Bible, Psalm 72, where it just talks about, and I'll just read the one verse, "May the kings of Tarshish and of distant shores bring tribute to him. May the kings of Sheba and Seba present him with gifts. May all kings bow down to him and all nations serve him." So, and if you read the whole psalm, read it all, it's talking about this royal son, who God is going to bless, who God's going to send. There is this royal son that all the nations are going to come and give gifts to him. But why? As you read on, it talks about what this son and child's going to do. But even in the story, let's have a look at what these gifts are that they give. This gold, frankincense, and myrrh. We've already looked a little bit about all these promises of Christmas, all the amazing things that Jesus is going to do, and that's partly what these gifts are trying to tell us. The gold is obviously for this kind of great king, Solomon, who was a great king, had loads of gold, but he didn't turn out so well. But that's the difference with this child. This king will be eternal, good God, and everlasting. And then, of course, these frankincense and myrrh, that's talking about him being this great priest. Jesus is finally going to be the one that links us to God, and all nations want this relationship with God. So they're bringing this frankincense. And then the myrrh, it's all about this death of Jesus. We all know that this Jesus, although we love him, of course, and he's a fantastic person just to meet, but his death is part of this job that he's come to do. So they also give this gift about his burial, his death. Jesus is this great king, priest, and sacrifice. And all these wise men, the wisest of the entire world, all that they figured out, all of their wisdom, and it amounts to this incredible Jesus and all that he's going to do and all that he's going to be. He is the desire of all nations. And if you want to have a look at what these Magi are like, have a look at the book of Daniel. He becomes the master, the archmage, as we like to say, but he becomes this master of the Magi, the wise men. So these characters are really incredible people. and whole nations look up to these wise men, but these wise men look up to Jesus. They know all their wisdom. The best of it amounts to finding Jesus. Christmas. That's the wisest thing they have, this promise of Christmas that God gave them. And so that's this incredible promise they have, and they're coming to Jesus to worship him. And so that's just the Magi and how much they are loving and excited about Christmas.